Hey y'all, welcome back to Enjoy Life. I am Joy and I'm back here with another Joy Talk video because we have not had a Joy Talk in a very long time, like in a few weeks. Look, life has been lifing, but listen, I'm coming with my content. No matter how many views I get, I want to make my videos, period. As you guys can see from the title, today's video is about the pros and cons of co-parenting. People don't tell you like everything that comes with it, which because everybody's journey is different with it. You see like people who like the really bad sides of what co-parenting like, or the really great sides of what co-parenting is like. So yeah, I'm gonna give my own experience of what co-parenting is like. So sit back, relax, and yeah, take notes. Okay, so do y'all want the pros first or the cons first? I think we should do the bad first. I think we should do the cons first and then hit it with the pros at the end. Because you know you want to end with something good. So let's start off with the cons. Okay, so the first con is you got to see your ex. Like with regular breakups, like you don't got to see an ex no more. Like you can detox from them. Like you never have to see them no more. Like all of my exes, like I don't see them no more. Like at all. Nobody I talk to, like I don't see them no more. I ain't gotta see them no more. So it's easy to move on when you ain't gotta see nobody no more. But like when you're cold, when you got a baby by somebody, you gotta still see them. If y'all have a good if y'all have an actual co-parenting relationship where they are involved, like you still gotta see them. Like the next thing is you have to be in constant communication with your ex. And that goes to the same thing of still having to see them. Like you still gotta talk to them. Like whereas if ain't no baby involved with a relationship once y'all break up, you ain't gotta talk no more. Y'all ain't gotta see each other no more. Y'all both can just move on. The third thing is the fact that the kids have to grow up without a father in the actual household. Now I know people are gonna say, well, you know, like if the father is involved, like you know, he still comes to get the child, he still sees the child, da da da. That's still different than the father being in the household. Like I think it's very important for kids to have like both parents in the household. Now that I'm older, growing up, I didn't think nothing of it. Because I was raised by a single mother, so I didn't think anything like of that. Like I didn't think anything was weird about not having a father in the household. Like I was like, okay, I go to my dad's house sometimes on the weekend, and then I with my mama 25/8 most of the time. So it didn't like bother me at all. But now that I'm a parent, I'm like, yeah, especially being a parent of a boy. I do feel like a man should be in a household. Um, so prayerfully, you know, when I find my husband, I have my man in the household. But anyway. The next thing is you have to make a lot of parenting decisions on your own. Whereas when you have somebody in a household with you, you know, y'all make those decisions together. Whether it be like what doctor your child is going to go to. If you feel your child should go to the doctor at this point if they're not feeling well. What brand of this to use? With that, I mean, well, it's people in marriage and relationship with a woman got to do all of that. But still, I think it should be 50-50 help, 100-100 help. But anyway, another con is you are solely responsible for your child's behavior, whether it be good or bad. And whether they're feeling good or they're feeling sick, no matter how you feeling, whether you feeling sick too, if your mental health is not at 100%, like you are solely responsible because you don't have no other help inside of the household being from the other parent. You know what I'm saying? So that is a con. Then if you are the custodial, I think it's custodial parent, the parent that the child lives with. I think custodian. If you are the parent that the child actually lives with, you have to do 95% of the compromising. So like if the other parent can't do this time or they got to do this, like you have to come through and be like, okay, well that's fine, like I'll figure it out, like, or you might tell them like, go ahead, you figure it out, but you know if they can't, like you gotta figure out how that's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? And this is kind of going from the last thing, but It's basically when other parent can't do something, you have to pull up the rear for them too. But when you can't do it, you got to figure it out by yourself. So that is definitely a con, whether that be financial stuff or anything. Like, you got to figure it out because you are the parent that the child lives with. And also, especially if you're somebody like me, like, one, you're not gonna beg nobody to do nothing, and two, you're not gonna ask nobody to do anything that you feel like they should already know, like, needs to be done. Or if you have already asked, you're not gonna continue to ask because you're not gonna beg. So yeah, so those are my cons. So what in the world? It's a squirrel right there. What are you doing? Now I'm about to get to the pros. So the pros, and it's so crazy. Okay, when I get to these pros, the first pro that I have is you get a break for me time. Now, I remember one of my friends telling me, she was like, I can't imagine me and my child's father being together because I wouldn't have no time to myself. Like, before, when we were together, I feel like I didn't get no time to myself. But now that we are in two separate households and he get the kids, like, now I have me time. And I didn't understand what she was talking about because I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I want me and my whole family to be together. Like, I've always dreamt of having a full family dynamic, the mother, the father, the child in the household. I was supposed to be married, but that didn't happen first. Sometimes they happen in a different order. But yeah, I've always dreamed of having like a full family. So when she was a tell me, I'm like, okay, girl. But now that's one of the pros. Once you are co-parents, and that's one of the pros. Like, you do get some me time. I mean, most of the time I don't get no me time because I'm trying to figure out some other ways to make money. Like, when he is gone, so I'll do like Uber Eats or something, or I'm trying to get stuff done while he's gone. Like, I'm trying to do this cleaning, or I'm trying to get this done and fold and wash clothes, or I'm trying to do my hair. So, and another pro is if you were raised by a single mother, or somebody might have been raised by a single father too, and maybe you saw your mother on some weekends or whatever. Your mom come pick you up sometimes, but specifically, if you were raised by a single mother, you get more respect for your mother because you realize like what she went through and how she made it look so easy. Like, I did not realize that my mom was barely getting any like time for herself. I mean, I used to go over my dad's house like sometimes, but it wasn't like every single weekend. It wasn't necessarily every other weekend. It was whenever, my dad called and said like, he wanted to come get me, like, or he was taking me somewhere. So stuff like that. So it wasn't like a set schedule of like when I was going over there. So my mom never really had no weekend me time. Like, the only me time she really had was when she was at work, basically. Because, yeah, after she got work, was trying to come to get me from daycare. And I guess once I started growing up, maybe like end of elementary school into middle school, I started going to my friends' houses. But even then, she wasn't really getting a break because then she was at home with my brother. So even when I was gone, she still had a little toddler or a little kid in the house. So, she make it look so easy. Like, I'll always be asking her like, Mom, like, you really like did that. Like, you really made that look so easy. Like, you ain't really me time. She was like, well, I never really thought about it. And I was like, oh wow. Like, that's beautiful that she didn't think about that. But listen, I do want some me time. And I'm actually like one of those parents, like, I don't want my kid like with just anybody. So the only person that I really trust him with is his dad or my mom, so, and I don't want my mama to have to do it because she raised her kids. So all the time, I don't want her to have to do it unless like I absolutely need her to watch him. But yeah, so you definitely get more respect from your parent. Another thing is, I don't want to make it all look bad either. especially if you have a somewhat good co-parenting relationship, like y'all can make it work. I've seen co-parent relationships where everything is smooth. They have like specific, they switch off weeks, they do like stuff like that. Even if child support is involved, like they still switch off the weeks, they do whatever they are supposed to do. So every situation is totally different. I'm pretty sure you already know that. But sometimes I feel like people try to glamorize being a single parent. And yes, a single parent, we're going to do exactly what we have to do, like, no matter what. But it's not always glitz and glamour, like, all of the time. It has its ups and downs, period. And then even when your baby be gone, like you still be missing them, and you parent like me, you like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Like, what can I do? Like, because you don't know what to do, because your baby is basically your whole life. So it's crazy. But yeah, so people who be out here trying to just have a baby with somebody, because women don't be trying to trap men don't be trying to trap women, because first of all, a baby don't keep nobody. Like, once somebody is done, like, they are done. And but you still got to deal with them people forever now, forever. So yeah, anyways, y'all, I hope y'all like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.